Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're going to be the bad guys. And we don't do that too often around here. We try to be the good guys. But honestly, there's some spells that are big and dumb and ridiculous in Rakdos that we haven't really played much with this season. And it's our turn. I do want to give everybody a reminder, though. Don't forget about our sponsors over at CoolStuffInc.com, where they always have cool stuff in stock. And if you want to save some money, you can use code DRAGON at checkout, and it'll save you 5%. They'll be supporting the channel, and you get something for yourself. Now, here's the thing about today's deck. We're going to start with Big Score. I know it's a 4-mana thing, but the thing is, this card's going to make it possible for us to play all of our things later, because our big spells are 6 and 7 mana, and this card stands to be huge for us. Now, those spells we're going to be talking about, Chandra, Hope's Beacon. I haven't had a chance to play with that yet, really, this season, and this card's awesome. Anytime we play an instant or sorcery, we get to copy it. We can +2 it, so we can get 2 more mana, so sometimes we could play it and still cast a spell afterwards, which is nice. Or we can just look at cards from our library and see if we can find something. Or we could just minus Chandra and kill things off. So this should do a lot for us in multiple matchups, assuming we can cast it. Now, of course, we've all seen Breach the Multiverse. This card's just good. We all hate playing against it, but it's one of the reasons that makes us the bad guy today. This card's the kind of card that once you cast it, usually leads to a concession or very much to the end of the game very quickly. Also, another card in that vein is Atali Primal Conqueror, right? Kind of the same thing. You get a big 7/7 plus 2 more spells. Oftentimes going to be some big thing from our side. But hey, if we get anything quality from the opponent, that's awesome too. Now, can we flip this and kill the opponent? Maybe we might have that much mana, but realistically, just being a big 7/7 and getting 2 free things is going to be good enough. And one of the other things we're going to play a couple of copies of is Cruelty of Gix. This card sort of fell off the map again, and people haven't played it much lately. But if we can recast something like Atali, and we get that, it's like getting 3 spells for getting the 3rd level of this. Or just casting it, letting it go to the 3rd chapter, and automatically getting our Atali back out of the yard, right? And that's kind of a cheat code if we have a way to discard Atali. Maybe, say, Big Score, which is kind of a way we could do that. Or if we have something like Blood Tithe Harvester and we discard the Atali to a blood token, that could help too. So, of course, we're going to have other things. There's going to be a lot of removal and Shieldreds and all that good stuff. But those are going to be the key cards we're going to be looking to cast today. Now, if you do want to get the final deck list, it will be at the end of the video, so it'll just be in the time marker. You can go check it out. Or if you want to download it, it'll be down in the description below. Just look for the little blue arrows. It'll take you to our Moxfield link, and you'll see today's deck and over 100 other decks we played this season, so you can find something that works for you. But y'all need to go watch those games and see how many concessions we get. Let me know in the comments, because I think that could be kind of interesting to see how many times people concede when we cast one of our big spells. But I'll catch y'all at the back end of the video. Alrighty, we will keep this. I think no matter what, we're leading with this pretty much in every instance. You know what? Credit to Wizards, man, because bringing these like worn card back things back, I've seen so many players with them, so that was a very good promotion by them. Gotta give credit where it's due, you know? As much as we might gripe about Auto Tapper, those little things are nice. Okay, what do we got going on here? I need something to cast next turn. I need them to use up some counters, so maybe one of these Shieldreds will live. Otherwise, it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a whole lot. Yeah, that's not going to help us. That's pretty bad. Yep, you got it. End the turn. Man, I got nothing else going on. I mean, this hand's pretty rough. For this fight, this hand does not do very much. The only thing we could hope for, maybe, is if the opponent played like Haughty Djinn next turn, shields down, and then like somehow Shieldred still makes it a couple turns. But even then, it'd be like Fading Hope and then countered. But that'd be probably the nicest thing that could happen for us. But yeah, for now, they don't have reason to do anything. Just leave mana up to counter. Especially if they already have all the lands they want. Like you Haughty Djinn and counter the Shieldred next turn. I mean, we're still going to play one here. And like, if they have it, they have it. They found a Fading Hope. Do we just replay that, or do we try to go for a Shieldred? The only benefit is if we play Shieldred here, We could theoretically play 2 things next turn if the right cards came up. But I'm going to go with this. We know it's possible to be countered, but, you know, what are you going to do? We can at least play it out of the graveyard anyway. But the fact we're on turn 4, I've only attacked 1 time with 1/3/2, like, you're not going to win too many games that way against the mono blue decks. You got to have a couple of creatures early to be able to press the issue, and we were not able to do that here. So we kind of know the issue. Alright, I'm going to go with this. Thought about going with Tenacious Underdog there, but... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should have, and then next turn try to Shieldred into the Bloodtithe Harvester. Yeah, that probably still would have been better. I think I should have done that, actually. I think I would have been happier. It would make more sense. Just be able to load up better on the next turn. Because now, really, I'm going to spend 4 mana either way, and I'm not going to have anything for it. But yeah, I wish I would have had this Harvester on like turn 3, turn 4. Would have been real nice by comparison. Now I think we're going to be in a bit of a struggle war. Yeah, consider away. And then I'm almost going to need to draw like some removal card to force them to protect their Haughty Djinn, you know, something like that. And if they just play the Serpent or whatever here, not a lot we can do. Yep, that's what I was worried about. Because Harvesters are not great against that. Alright, well, just got to start down that path of doing what we can do. Yeah, that land's not going to help. You know, that's at least a little bit of something. 1, 2, 3, so this would be 5, this would be 6. Still can't do anything here. Alright, we'll force them to have something more than Mana Leak, I guess. Or make disappear. I mean, they might have something. Alright, they're going to let us have it. I guess we do want to remove something from their yard. I guess we'll take this. And pass the turn. I mean, we're really not doing a lot. I mean, Trespasser at least somewhat slows down or decreases the size of a Haughty Djinn, but that's about all we really got going on here. Not even inclined to double block, to tell you the truth. They attack, we just kind of take it, I think. The good news is, though, if they don't play anything, then we get to flip a Trespasser, and the Trespasser at least gets to be a 4/4 and remove 2 cards, so maybe. Yeah, we're at 15. I'm going to let it ride. Let's see what they do. All right, so we kind of got mostly what we wanted out of this exchange. All right, I'm going to attack first. See what the opponent wants to do here. If they bounce it, okay, cool. They still have to discard a card, so that somewhat helps us. Oh, they got rid of a slip out the back, huh? Well, that's something to note. All right, we'll try this. Can't imagine this is going to go well, but maybe. I mean, they already use a Fading Hope. If they have a make disappear, they have to sacrifice the Terror here at least. And then we get to play Trespasser and remove 2 things. All right. I'm going to do it. We'll find out if they have the other counter or not. I assume they do. Alright, it was a make disappear, and they didn't want to give up their terror. Could have been a mistake going for it there, but I really did want to sort of force the opponent's hand a little bit and see what they had. Do we have some more slip out the back action for next turn? Alright. Intriguing. We go up to 12. Play an underdog. Now we can try to attack for 10. But that feels like giving up a Shieldred unnecessarily is probably not the smartest thing. So they want to Essence Scatter that. We can replay it. We go to 8, but sure. Oh, so now they don't have instants. Ooh. Alright. Think we got there. Because we're at 10. Okay. Wow, did we just win this with that super slow start against them? Wow. Oh man, this is a time I actually almost want my opponent to Salt Rope. I feel so good about this one. Okay, good. Thanks for conceding. You're a good opponent. Yeah, look at this. Like, they did counter quite a few things. They discarded the Spell Snare, but they countered 1, 2, 3, 4 things, bounce stuff twice, search for extra cards. Yeah, I mean, sometimes cards just fall your way. I don't really have a good explanation for that one. Just kind of played it patiently and it worked out. I mean, like, there's really nothing else there. That is a surprising win, but I will take it. Well, we'll keep it, but this is kind of a boring hand. So against mono red, probably what we want. All right, so this actually gets a little better here because we can shoot whatever comes down this turn or next turn. Oh, Felden. All right, we take our 3. And then we can play... Oh, dang it. All right, I'm just going to pass because I want to be able to shoot stuff here. I was going to say, then we could play Graveyard Trespasser and then slowly set up for Shieldred. Hopefully still be at around 10-ish life, but we'll see. I mean, with draws like this, you know, against mono red, you kind of just assume you're going to be at some low life. And you either got to get rid of all their stuff or find a way to make a comeback. But we are currently working on the comeback plan. You know, as much as I want to kill a Phoenix chick, I think this is more about just reserving life total. Preserving life total, not reserving life total. That sentence doesn't even make sense. Oh, you are not good in this fight, friend. It's going to be a while before you hit the table. Alright, so we get a point back. Assuming they Lightning Strike, Trespasser, and discard something. Yep. Was that a Sekinzen? It was. Just alternate art. Okay, Invasion of Tarkir, sure. You got it. Oh, they're not even coming after us. Good deal. Good deal. Come on, untap land. Ooh, excellent. And the opponent's hand's empty here. This works out really well because their best play is going to be to go after the thing to make the dragon, and they may not even do that. And we can just save the Go for the Throat for the dragon so it won't do any real damage to us. Yep, Swiftspear, not even figure it into our math. Yep, you got it. I'm actually happy letting that roll all day long. Because they can't even get it on the actual dragon until next turn. They could have here if they wanted to give up a land or something and just attack with everything, but I would not have recommended that. Alright. Gonna run this out there. Pass the turn. Wow, we're only really 1 land away from a Tali, so you might hit on turn 7. We have 2 turns to draw the extra land we need. We're in good shape here, though. So yeah, the Phoenix Chicks, while they would have hit us, would have had their damage offset by... well, they should have just attacked us in the air since I can't block. Would have been offset by Shieldred. But, as it turns out, they just wanted a dragon instead, which works for us anyway. So, saved ourselves 5 extra damage there. 6, really, because they didn't attack with the Phoenix Chick. I don't know why. And we found the land we needed here, so no reason to attack. We're on the defensive. And once we play a Tali, that should lock things up for us. Yep, you have a bloodthirsty adversary. Man, it's funny, our life total went the opposite direction. We ended up back at 17 here. Love it. Not even mad at it. Do what you will, opponent. All that just to attack for 2? I'm into it. Ooh, and we have a land to cycle next turn. Look at that. Got all the value we needed and wanted. We will take an underdog and an adversary. And I think this is a safe spot to just attack for 4. Alright. That should be it. I'm just going to go to 7 here, and then we have a Trampler, plus Shieldred, plus other stuff. And we have a underdog in the yard. And 2 of their creatures can't block. Though they can block with the land, I guess. But I don't think that's going to do much when we're at 15. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother casting that. Just going to make this easy. And we're just going to get in there with everything. Sure, Lightning Strike, you got it. I mean, everything else has to block, so whatever. And then you take 11? Yeah. Yep. There wasn't a really good out for them. I was trying to decide if there was a way they could have blocked there and taken less damage, but not really. I mean, even if you activate the land... I think with Atali having Trample, they were really kind of just up against it. Yeah. Well, that's a good one for us. I don't think we can keep... This is just too many expensive cards. This is a little bit better. Let's keep this. Get rid of 1 Harvester. I said that with all the confidence of no one, but we'll see. Generous Visitor. I think I'm going to do this first, because I can always use Harvester to kill something. I'll still be able to cut down the Visitor if I feel I need to. And then this leaves other options to kill, like a Jukai Naturalist or something if they play that here. Machiko's Ran of Truth, though. That's a little different. Okay. Good attack for 3. You know what? I think I am just willing to trade that straight up there. And just take away some targets for them. I mean, because we can't... This deck doesn't deal well with Hallowed Haunting unless we just hit one of our really big cards. Alright. We have removal for the next couple of things they play, assuming they don't have protection spells. Definitely want to kill that guy. Unfortunately, because we're tapped out, we can't do that with a cut down, which would have been real nice. And I'm just going to play this, and we'll attack. Get rid of that. Alright. So we're slowly making our way through this. Would like to draw one of our bigger cards, though, because we're starting to run out of gas here. Alright, Restoration, sure. Why not? Pass. Alright, we'll kill this so we can just keep attacking, I suppose. That ain't bad, though. That ain't bad. Alright, let's go with that. Let's start at the first one. We'll take that. Ooh, Hallowed Haunting is on the way, though. Hallowed Haunting is on the way. This can get what? Any permanent? Permanent mana value 2 or less. I mean, I guess we could let him have Machiko's Ran of Truth and not care that much. Not a body. And like with what's in hand, that's fine. I don't even know what we want to go get that we can search for here. Opponent's at 11. Obviously, I was going to say, you play the Hallowed Haunting. We got to 6 lands. I mean, we could just play Chandra. I mean, shoot the opponent. That's always viable. Because that's 3. There's no creatures to remove. Actually, wait. We do have one. So that's 4. 9. If we wanted to minus. Or we just Shieldred. I think Shieldred's probably the answer here. So they could find something to discard. Exile. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. Go to our graveyard, remove this. And then just do this. There's not going to be anything to reanimate, so that's a thing. Alright, end the turn. Alright. Opponent's at 5. Alex. Okay, you got it. So then basically we're going to go looking for removal spells, what this says. I'm going to put a stop just in case. Get rid of this. That didn't help. Not at all. Ooh, that might though. Fortunately, I have a card to discard. Those are not going to do it. But we do have a breach next turn, so that's a thing. Alright. No attacks? I mean, they're at 3. Let's see what happens, I suppose. Man, maybe I should have just went for Chandra. I got a little greedy. Restoration's okay, though, still right now. We're at 29, so we're not at risk of anything crazy happening here. Yep. Alright. Also, the opponent's at 3. Like, we could just play Trespasser. Oh, no, there's no creatures, though. Like I said, there's nothing to discard. Or to exile. Alright, let's go ahead and go with this. Alright, that did it for us. The wild thing is, though, I'm not even sure... Okay, we did find a Chandra in the yard, so we could have got that, right? Because it's Planeswalker or creature. Alright, so Chandra would have got us out of trouble, because we just remove the biggest things and then attack. That would have helped. Because once those are in the graveyard, the 1 point, I mean... And then on their side, we had just a Calyx. It's actually not that exciting from their side, to be honest. So it didn't have a lot we were going to get, but the Chandra probably would have been enough on its own. So, good deal. We'll take that. Also, the other option is to, if we weren't sure Chandra was good enough, we could have also just taken a Trespasser, used a Trespasser to remove their Calyx, and then that does a point, then Shieldred does 2 points. So, we had a couple of ways out there, honestly. Even if we didn't want to play Breach, we could have done the same thing with the Trespasser that was in our hand. Ooh. Alright, let's keep it. These Zerator Proving Grounds so far have at least not caused too much pain and anguish, which is nice. Oh, looks like we're going to be worrying about some Atraxas. Hey, I get to use this thing. Always love that. And we'll remove it. And get a little bit of drain action going here. Ooh, we could get them to discard an Atraxa if we get to resolve this. That'd be sweet. You know what? We can still attack and remove something. Which is kind of funny. So we'll get rid of that. You know what? I feel like I'm setting us up for a depopulate, but I'm going to hope it doesn't happen. It's gonna happen. Okay, borrowed time. That's actually not as bad. That's cool, I guess. Alright, we get to mill some. And then we get to go after Jace. Sounds good. Submit 0. Would have been nice if that Blackleaf Cliffs wasn't tapped. Because I'm not even totally sure. Oh, there's a siren outside. Like a fire truck. I'm not even sure what the opponent's actually playing here. Because I thought this was going to be some type of domain deck. But what it actually looks like is, if I were guessing, like a Bant Planeswalker-y thing now. Which is quite different. I guess we might as well just keep trying to take out Planeswalkers here. You know, I'm just gonna do this just to see what's over there. I mean, they're probably gonna have Planeswalkers. They do indeed have Planeswalkers. Also means now we know we can get through the big score a little bit easier. And that's kind of nice. You got it. Let's go hunt. What do we want? Oh, actually, wait. Oh, this is hexproof for a turn, right? Okay. So, I guess Shieldred's the next best thing up. All right. We may end up just getting to do Breach the hard way under the circumstances. Alright, we just roll with this, I guess. What's this guy's ability? You mill 3, put a permanent from the yard into their hand. Don't love that. So, I'm willing to attack this guy. That would cost them a land. But then what? We lose this. Give them to Fairy. But then what do we do? Alright. I'm willing to do it. Elspeth's probably more of an issue. Though Teferi does let them search, so it's probably the wrong call, but we'll see. Yeah, I assumed that's what they wanted to block with there. I'm going to go ahead and kill this because I don't think we have real relevant targets on their side, honestly. And right now, all we can do is get back a Graveyard Trespasser with this. Yep, you got it. Okay, well, we know what's in their hand. Go to our graveyard. We'll get this duder. Which will remove this to take away their options here. And then we're just going to cast this off the rip. And there we go. That's going to do it. If I were guessing there, we're probably going to hit a Planeswalker off of them that we can use. So, great. I mean, I guess knowing what I know, I could have left Teferi in the yard so I can guarantee I get a Teferi. But their deck seems to be almost all Planeswalkers. So, yeah, that was going to be a good, clean finish for us, I think. Wow, 3 Trespassers, huh? I don't know what we do with this. Because it's kind of like if we get a third land, we're just hanging around with Trespassers and then Breach. I'm going to keep it. This is like a mulligan to 6 anyway, technically, because, you know, we're not going to cast Breach forever. So, sure, why not? Let's see what this is about. Alright, give you something you can counter that I can at least get back later. And Harvester helps here because if we don't draw a land, at least we can try to cast Harvester. Okay, they decided to counter it. I do understand the hesitation on their part because, you know, we could possibly just end up getting it back. But this was the concern if we didn't draw land, and that's kind of where we're at now. We're a little stuck, if you will. It's not great. Having a little bit of a hard time here. Okay, well, I'm assuming they're going to go searching for 2 cards. Nope. So they have all sweepers and counters, I guess is what we can divulge from that. Alright. That's not helping us any. I mean, I say that. I get that's what I was expecting to do last turn. But I mean, their hand, I guess, could be a bunch of mana or something. So we'll see. These are the games, though, that I normally, if I'm not recording stuff, I just concede these. Like, I miss lands for 2 turns. The opponents hit all their land drops. They're searching for extra cards. Like, the odds of us winning from here are very, very low. Like, not saying we can't, obviously. Because, I mean, if these all get countered and eventually we go back-to-back breaches, I could still be something. But, I mean, you still got to play into it. Oh, interesting. They didn't have a counter, so they just went for another deluge. Huh. Well, we'll be removing one of those. Alright. I mean, we found a land. The opponent hasn't done anything to move the game forward, so that's good for us. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming they're going to play Planeswalkers or something. They might even 1-for-1 sweeper here if they're trying to protect their other deluge, though. Like, that could be real. And I wouldn't mind it, to tell you the truth. The fun thing here, too, is if they do have something like Farewell, they wouldn't necessarily want to remove the graveyards, because they want to get to use their Memory Deluge, which is kind of funny. So we still would get to keep our Tenacious Underdog. Alright, hey, we're finding lands, so that's a good thing. We have Wandering Emperor action here. Maybe? Possibly? I mean, that makes sense. Now it's just, do we want to give up this other Graveyard Trespasser? Don't know that we do. I'm going to end the turn here. And then try to set up some counters for Trespassers after the fact. That resolves. I'm going to go ahead and kill one of those. Pass a turn. Because, I mean, our cut downs aren't doing anything else. So you might as well just kill the 1/1s. It's possible I could kill like a 2/2 token or something from one of the white Planeswalkers, but otherwise it's probably like the best we're going to do here. Alright, so they spent 2 make disappears. We don't know how many counters they're playing, and they did get to use 2 Memory Deluge, but that could have also been to make sure they hit their land drops because they're playing Azorius Control. Alright, they're just passing. Go ahead and go with this. Now, here's an ugly thing, because I kind of want to go with a Tenacious Underdog here. And there's the real issue that if it gets exiled, 1, we don't get a card. That's the first thing. And 2, we actually lose it and it will no longer be in our graveyard. So this is a real issue to think about. Because I have to assume they have a Wandering Emperor at this point. But alright, I'm going to go for it anyway. I mean, it could be tough, because I could have a counter and a Wandering Emperor. And that would suck. Like another Make Disappear, and then... Okay. They didn't, so I'm assuming that's what's about to happen to this. So... I almost feel like I should just attack with the Glutton here, and just get a card. Just to see if it's true. Because it still costs them a card. They have to discard something to get rid of the Glutton. Now, if they don't have it, then I just missed out on 3 damage. And that's unfortunate. But this is a matchup where I think having the cards could be more important, especially since Breach might be our only way to escape. I mean, I feel like they have a Wandering Emperor and they're just waiting to figure out like what they want to discard here, which is probably not good for us if they have to think that hard about it. But looks like they didn't. So now I have no idea. Found a land, that's good news. Yeah, unless they're just loading up on sweepers or something. I mean, I say that. They probably have some level of counters. But just a matter of which ones and how many. Because they're not going to let us just attack for 4 every turn. That's not going to happen. That wouldn't make any sense. Yep. I mean, they could also just go for a big, whatever, the white Twilight whatever, and just make a bunch of dudes and then attack us for poison. Like, that could be a real thing. So that may be what they're trying to set up as well. But at some point, I'm just like, you know, if you got it, you got it. I'm just going to force you to show it to me. Alright, if you got a Wandering Emperor, this is your time, opponent. You slow-rolled me, and you got the most out of it. Yeah, might as well remove that. There it is. I was going to say, they were probably waiting to get the underdog.
Run away. You'll be safe.
Yep. It's funny how sometimes it doesn't seem like that big a deal, but how sometimes you can piece those things together, you know? Does this get countered? Nope, not this time. Alright, so now the thing is, if they decide to Sunfall, what happens? I mean, sure. Oh, I think they meant to +1 before they attacked. I think in their head, it looked like they highlighted like they were trying to use it at instant speed. Alright, so there was a farewell.
Show them how we breed.
That is not the card we're looking for here. Alright. Okay, hey, we're getting those counters out the way, and that's good. That is real good. Because that means that increases the odds that a breach is going to get through. I mean, they still got 3 more, so I mean, that could be anything. But, well, definitely going to have something now. That's going to be a problem. I'm not going to lie. It'd be nice to draw an untapped land and get this Wandering Emperor into the graveyard. But probably not going to happen. One, two, three, four, five. So they can actually cast the Deluge anyway. So here's going to be the hope. We attack with Trespasser into the Wandering Emperor. Target the Deluge. They try. We didn't draw it though. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so much. Needed it to be an untapped land. Oh, they're not even? Okay. I mean, might as well use it. You have the mana. No, they just had another Wandering Emperor. Okay, well. Is what it is. This creates an interesting situation because we got rid of the Deluge. And we're just going to try to play Brotherhoods in. Since it deals damage to creatures and planeswalkers. I mean, why not?
Remember your training.
Sure. You got it. Another Dissipate. Sure, you can gladly do that. Probably just get a mountain. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. Now the question is, does a breach resolve or not? Because I don't think that it does.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
All right, let's try this. There's the Dissipate. All right, cool. They're going to flash something else in. Draw some cards. Silver Scrutiny. That's bad. All right. We're probably wrecked now. Yep. Yeah, they're not even worrying about nothing here. I'm pretty sure they've got it covered with counters. All right. Well, we can just set up the GGs. Yep. All right. Oh, gross. Got to mulligan that for sure. Keeping this, scrapping Chandra of all things there. And I think that's the way we have to. This is tough because both of these lands come into play tapped. Hoping to draw some untapped land so we can just play like the Harvester here. Yep, we're going to be behind now. Our only plan is hope to get to 4 and then get a Tali off. I think that's all we're going to get to do. And we're just going to have to hope that's good enough. All right. And if given the opportunity, I think we're blocking here. If they've got Tyvar stands or something, so be it. If they fight our creatures, even worse. Actually, no, now we're not going to block, actually. Hey, opponent didn't attack. Yay, us. That works out great, honestly. We will... We have to do this so we can kill the Bloated Contaminant, or at least try to. I mean... I was going to say, I feel like if they had Tyvar stand, they would have just attacked there, so... Wasn't overly concerned. Another Contaminator. Alright, well... I was going to sacrifice one of the blood tokens, but don't feel like we can now. We'll block this one. That feels like a courtesy gimme. Take our turn? Ugh. Okay, well... Things being what they are, we'll play this. Drain a life. Get rid of this. Alright. Downside is if we draw a land to discard to the big score, it actually has to be whatever, well, whatever we draw we have to discard, because we don't want to get rid of Shieldred, I don't believe here. Yep. I should have played those in the other order, opponent. We're going to go to 11. Okay. I think that is the plan here. Though, maybe we just play Shieldred straight. Nah, we can't, right? We just 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that'd be gross if we didn't draw a land, though. 4, 5, 6, 7. Play a creature is 8. If it's a bigger one, 9, 10. Why is this so difficult? Even if I get a Tali, it may not be a win, you know? But I'm going to go for it anyway. This turns into a 4/4, so we can at least block, like, Beast Caller or something here. That's fine. I say that, though. I might just straight up trade with something. Is that it? Alright, let's go ahead and do this first anyway. Well... poop. Golly. We didn't get the land, so now the tally's not even 100% on the table. I feel like this is what we're going to do. Plans changed based on drawing that go for the throat. Block here. They moved the 1/1 to the Kadama, I'm pretty certain. Alright. Alright. Get Shieldred down. Play this. Go to attacks. If they want to trade, I'll take a trade. Alright. Here comes a big 6/6. Nope, nope. Thought they had the Defiler.
I must bend Realmbreaker to my will.
And then return something?
Has not abandoned
Sure.
me.
Like, we're okay with those. Those are good options. At least for us. We'll shrink our Glutton, though, because they did play 2 spells. Oh, that's kind of nice. Do we... Actually, you know what? Let's crack one of these. I just want a little extra information here. All right. So, if we attack with Shieldred, we're just going to wipe the whole board if we do that. I mean, might be worth it, though. Let's send these 2 here. I'm trying to think, like, this would block straight up. I don't think how bad they want to kill Shieldred. We're just going to send them both at the opponent. Because if I'm going to Brotherhood's End anyway, I'm going to wipe out some stuff here. Oh, so it's all they're giving us? Come on. I was going to say, Kadama's supposed to block there. That's how that's supposed to work. That was all part of the plan. If Kadama didn't block, this was going to be very, very bad. Things were about to go south real quick. And the best part of that is, we didn't even have to give up Shieldred. Because they wanted to hold on to Kadama so badly. That worked out fantastic for us. Alright, what else you got? Ooh, Contaminator. That's real. Well, it was real. Going to attack. Alright. Opponent's at 4 in the turn. Realmbreaker. Yeah, so it's interesting. It turns out I probably would have survived and got to play the Atali if I kept those treasure, but it just worked out anyway. Just taking the more aggressive approach with the information we knew we had versus what we might have, you know? Yeah, that resolves. Yep, and they're just gonna die on their turn, so cool. Okay. We're banking on this not being a control type matchup. And this card actually mattering. And so far, it does not look great. But no cut down, so, you know, step 1. That's good. Pilfer, that sucks. I mean, we have a bunch of good stuff. Take your pick. I mean, obviously, we want to try to big score into a tally, but, like, can't do nothing about that. End the turn. Come on, untap land. Be there. Alright, well, I guess we could 1-for-1 Liliana if nothing else good happens, right? Actually, I guess we don't even have to 1-for-1 Liliana. We could just do this. We get a card. So that kind of helps us toward what we want anyway.
A delay, nothing more.
It's gonna hurt, though, if they get a Shieldred next turn. Yep. We're gonna lose a bunch of life. But just the way it goes. Past the turn. Kind of our only real out, though, so we kind of got to do it, sadly. We're just going to go very, very low. We're going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to be all the way down to 8, at least. Phyrexian Arena. All right. Discarding... I feel like I should say Cruelty of Gix, but the reality is this probably does less under the circumstances, so... Well, we got one anyway, so that works out. And we don't even have to use all of our treasure, which is also kind of nice. So we like that. So sadly... I mean, here's the thing, though. If they have a kill spell... Man, like, I want to cast Chandra, but I don't think we can. Actually, wait. If we plus Chandra, Chandra goes to 7, right? And then we get 2 mana. So we could get red, and then we could actually use 1 treasure to do double Brotherhoods in, which keeps Chandra alive and gets rid of Shieldred, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to try that.
You have no idea who you're messing
Let's get red.
with. Have a gift.
Let's deal the damage.
I'm ending.
And while that does hit Chandra, she doesn't die. And we're at 6. If they get another Shieldred, we're at 5 or 4. But, man, I mean, we got to do something. All right, we lose the Planeswalker. Fair enough. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. I guess it's just time for you, friend. Hopefully you hit something good. Because we're banking a lot on you. Hey, you know what? Those were not bad. Those were not bad. Get Shieldred. Alright, so that wasn't bad. That was a pretty solid hit. That was pretty good, all things considered. Alright, kind of assumed that was going to happen. It's just what happens to our other duders here is the next thing. And we could play this and risk going to 4 because we have life gainers in play if we want to go get, like, a go for the throat, which is legit. Maybe not so much now. Okay. The opponent might be planning just to double block here. Cruelty of Gix. We could get a Tali back. I think I'm into that. Let's do it. Actually, you know what? We could discard a land first. Let's discard 1 Cruelty, actually. I want to keep the land. Oh, gosh. That was not great. Alright. At least we can cycle those. Let's just go to the third one. Let's just get a Tali one more time. Keep playing the hits. Alright. Breach it is. And we'll go with Gix's command. So let's give something 2 counters. And your opponent sacrifices the biggest thing. Yep, that'll work. So yeah, overall, I don't know if I want to change too much except for something on the high end, right? I think we have a lot of expensive cards when you're talking about 2 Cruelty of Gix, 2 Chandra, 3 Breach, 2 Atali. It's possible that we could cut either a Breach or a Chandra. Actually, to be honest, 1 Cruelty of Gix is probably worth cutting to play another big score, just to make sure you can get your mana for the bigger things. But other than that, I don't think there's really a lot to mess with here. You've got cut downs, go for the throat, harvesters, brotherhoods in to deal with creatures. We've got trespassers and shieldreds that help with some of the more problematic matchups. And then your upper end, there's game winners, effectively. So yeah, this is one where just you know, you want to play stuff and go big and kind of get ridiculous, this is probably for you. But you've got 3 Cut Down, 3 Go for the Throat, 3 Tenacious Underdog, 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 4 Trespasser, 2 Brotherhoods in, 3 Shieldred. We're going to make that 4 Big Score, 1 Cruelty of Gix, 2 Chandra Hope's Beacon, 3 Breach the Multiverse, 2 Atali, 5 Swamp, 1 Takanuma, 3 Mountain, 1 Sekinzen, 4 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Haunted Ridge, 4 Sulphur Springs, 4 Zeotor's Proving Ground. So yeah, like I was saying, I think this deck actually has all the parts of what you need. And the other thing I would say is the matchup that's probably going to be the toughest is going to be the slower control matchups, right? I'm going to try to play some more to see if I can run into more of those matchups, but I wouldn't expect my opinion's going to change too much. If they have the right counters when you're trying to cast something on turn 5, 6, 7, then it's just going to be bad. But you do have game against some of those lower to the ground decks, which is pretty nice. I mean, you have your Brotherhoods in, you've got your cut downs, whatever. You have decent stuff in the mid range. And a lot of times you're just trying to buy time until you can get 1 or 2 of those bigger spells off and try to put the game away. So yeah, this one's really, really good. I mean, I played against it quite a bit. This is the first time I've played it this season. And yeah, it's as good as advertised. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Yodaro Wandering Monster. I think that's what it's called. Like, the thing about this card is nothing surprising. You can cycle it, and then when you cycle it for the 3rd time, every time you cycle it, you shuffle it back in. But on the 3rd time, then it just comes into play. The reason I bring it up is this card is one of those ones that kind of didn't really have a home, but still happens to be like $8 to $10 in a lot of sites. And the reason this is a big deal is that we know we're going to be getting more dinosaurs soon. If that's the case, people are going to be looking for this card and they're going to want to put this into their commander decks. So if you want one, this is probably the cheapest they're going to be for a minute, because I don't think they would be reprinting this since Yodaro lives in Ikoria. The other thing is, if you have them, you may want to hold on to them just a little while, because there's a chance these might be shooting up in value within the next like 6 months. Now, if you like casting big spells, but you want something a bit more aggressive, I also have this Jund deck that really worked on fight rigging to do some really big silly things. So that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.